Steve Spangler, he has been our science guy for 22 years now, and people all over the country know him for being the science guy on The Ellen Show. He's done it all, but where did it all start?
There's going to be an explosion of some kind, isn't
No,
there?
not really.
30 years of making science fun. Steve Spangler is a household name. Ellen.
You're going to hold on to this.
No, I'm not.
TikTok, YouTube, a Guinness World Record.
And helping to set the new Guinness World Records achievement for the largest physics lesson. Congratulations.
But it all started in the classroom. In 1991, Steve was a science teacher at Willow Creek Elementary in the Cherry Creek School District, doing library shows in his spare time.
An executive producer who was working for NBC Business Video at the time approached me afterwards. Her kids were at this little show and said, "Hey, how would you like to be on TV?" And I said, "Sure."
Fast forward 9 years, and it was Ed Green that got Steve onto 9 News.
He invited me to come and do a little segment with him in the backyard during his weather.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Steve and company became regulars on 9 News.
Jack would sit in Mark Kobrick's lap and open the 5 o'clock news when he was 4 years old.
If I want more information about this experiment today, where do I find it?
You go online to 9news.com and click on the 4 o'clock page.
Then the brand Steve Spangler-Science came to life, selling science kits to major stores nationally.
25 years later, we sold it. So we had grown about 45 employees. We had 350 products that we had produced on the market. And a company came along and said, "How about you let us take it to the next level?" And I said, "I'm not sure." And my wife said, "You're selling it now."
Now, over the years, our next guest has taught us a lot about science. He's also taught us the importance of updating our insurance policy, becoming best friends with the Warner Brothers fire marshal. Please welcome back our science guy, Steve Spangler.
So how did Ellen come about?
Channel 9 subscribed to that feed. And so that was pretty cool. And one thing led to another. They called and said, "Would you like to do some science?"
Since 2007, Steve has appeared on Ellen's show more than 25 times.
Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Flip it on. She would always push me bigger. So when I said to her producers, "Hey, I like this thing where I mix cornstarch and water." I'd done it Channel 9, you know, and so I'd show them the videos, and they go, "That's cute. What would happen if you did it bigger?" And I go, "Well, 10 boxes. That'd be pretty crazy." And they're like, "How big could you get?" Well, that segment ended up the cement truck, 2,500 boxes of cornstarch, 800 gallons of water, and a small pool. And you could walk across. We made quicksand.
And then you leave them to deal with the mess that's left over?
So let's talk about that. Yeah. So during these pitch meetings, I was saying, you know, I probably shouldn't do that. And here's why I shouldn't do this. Or I shouldn't do 3,000 film canisters, and because who's going to clean that up? And finally, one of the producers who was really smart said to me, "So let's make sure you understand. Your job is to make Ellen smile. If she smiles, we get to keep our job, and you get to come back. We'll take care of everything. Just make her smile."
Thinking back to when you first started to where you are now and all that you've done, all the billion of views and the YouTube videos and Ellen and everything, what comes to mind? What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it?
I feel just, I'm extremely grateful that the people around me have given me this opportunity. When I'm done and I'm all gone, maybe somebody back in time will come back and go, "That guy kind of made science fun for people." And that's what we all want as teachers.
Isn't he so great? Yes. Steve's final episode on Ellen airs today at 3 p.m. right here on 9 News, and it's going to be big.
Oh.
He said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And she said, "Well, I don't need the studio anymore, so go for it."
Oh my God.
Is she going to burn it down?
Go for it.
We don't know.
He is the greatest guy. Not only is he a good guy, but I've always thought that he's part teacher, he's part carnival barker, and he's part magician. And he's really good at all of those.
Okay, so you know what's interesting about that is his parents were magicians. And he said it was normal for him to walk down the stairs as a child and David Copperfield would be in their house.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
So that's kind of where it started, and then he just took the science approach to it.
Right.
That's really cool.
And he's so creative with the stuff he does. Who would think of doing what he does? It's amazing, and he uses all the science to make all that stuff work, and that's what's so fascinating.
And you found him.
Well,
You discovered him.
I've gotten a dime out of the whole thing.
I was going to say, I hope you're getting
He
royalties.
hasn't even bought you dinner?
No!
I mean, Ellen pays him.
That's right.
know,
He used to shoot stuff at me when we worked. Didn't know.
Man.
Yes, I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was so fun, and Steve's actually going to join us in studio to talk a little bit more about his history and his parents and the show today. That's coming up on Channel 20 over at 7 o'clock.
I can't believe his
Very good.
parents were magicians.
Yeah.
Now I'm
It
gonna-
makes sense
now I'm
now.
going to do a little magic
Yeah.
of my own.
There you go.
Like that transition?
Yeah, I'm going to make you
All right.
disappear.
Let's go.